next?
Just when you thought the water was safe to dive back into, here we all are again.
Yes.
Hi!
Welcome to Cigar Time, your ever so friendly show.
Sound like Ethel Merman.
Excuse me, I'm still doing my intro.
I'm sorry.
I'm not done yet. I'm not going to break into there's no business like show business. I heard Ethel Merman.
No business like show business.
You realize most of the people watching have no clue what you're talking
Ethel
about.
Merman
It
is.
just takes a bunch of old farts like us to even know what that is.
The only reason I think I know about it is Airplane.
You don't know who
correct.
Ethel Merman was?
Because of Airplane,
She was
yes.
married to Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
was she in
McHale's
Poseidon
Navy.
Adventure? Was she in Poseidon Adventure?
No, that was.
Everybody was in the Poseidon Adventure.
She was not
The
in the
original,
Poseidon
yeah.
Adventure.
All right, well, Ernest Borgnine was.
You're thinking of Shelley Winters.
That's what I'm thinking of. Mrs. Claus.
Ethel Merman could hit notes that nobody dreamed about.
I certainly didn't dream about them.
She teamed up with Dan Daly for There's No Business Like Show
Who
Business.
the hell's Dan Daly?
Aha.
He was in this business and shows.
He played third base. He played third base with Jaime Canush.
Jaime Canush.
Look up Dan Daly. A very
Does
prolific
he have a
actor.
brother? Does he have a brother named Baba?
No, Bill Bailey. Okay, we're going to talk about cigars. What are we doing today?
We're smoking this cigar.
We're smoking
Let's look at
cigars.
this cigar.
Sounds
We're
like
doing
a-
another blind taste
Let's
test.
hold on to tie in with what we're going to talk about. Let's taste it and smell it before it's lit. I know, I saw that.
Is that yours? Isn't like that?
No.
Look at the way my foot is. My foot.
Look, okay.
Bruce, what do you
It's
get?
cut
You
on
got
a,
the one I dropped.
on a, it's on a
You dropped it right
diagonal.
on the cutter.
Yeah.
Here, diagonally.
Here,
So I can tell that right away this is a $35 cigar.
Did I tell you? Ah, forget him.
that wasn't even. That's not even close to being straight.
I'm getting.
It's
Is that the
like-
cut end or is it the foot end?
that's the foot. That's what that's the.
I already know what the cigar is.
I'm
No, you
getting
don't.
hay.
That's odd.
Is that a clue to what it is?
I know exactly what it is.
No, you don't.
I also get that hay smell.
This is a drunken roller.
A drunken roller.
What's a what's a drunken roller? I definitely get the hay smell.
You know what? Smell the cut end.
I actually, before I started lighting it, I got
Completely different.
a little chocolate smell to it.
Did you?
Yeah, a little bit of chocolate.
I'm getting a lemony kind of fragrant.
Let me try it on the Retrohail. See how
There's a segue.
What's a retrohale, Art?
the Retrohail is when you suck it in and blow it out your. Never mind.
Now, in preparation for today's adventures, I watched numerous videos on how to retrohale.
Do they have subtitles?
Uh-huh.
Explain to her what a subtitle is.
I know what a subtitle is, I just don't get the humor.
Wasn't meant to be gotten.
Okay. And all they said is blow it out through your nose. I'm like, okay, that's just great. So that's the level of the how-to out there.
Just blow it out your nose.
Yeah, and it's which is what Rob thought.
That's
And I showed
exactly
him
right.
I can breathe out of my nose with a mouthful of smoke with no smoke coming out.
Yes, that's the problem I have.
You can't.
See, this is an experience to me. I've never retrohaled.
Right.
All the years I've been
You
smoking
said that
cigars.
last week, I remember.
Yeah, I've never retrohaled. So
Is it because you don't know how, or because you don't
No,
want
I've
to?
never learned to. It's not that I don't want to. I mean, you guys always say that you get a different flavor for it.
Yeah.
I'd like to learn
Well-
that.
Kind of like sex.
That kind of wanes after a while, so to speak.
Get to a certain age.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, before we launch into, I think it might.
I kind of like to stick to sex if we could.
I would too.
At my age, I can at least dream.
Yeah, really.
I've never mind. So we're all familiar with.
You never dreamt?
No, we're all familiar with, and most of the customers or viewers are familiar with the taste on our tongues.
We've talked about it before.
We've
yes.
talked about it. There are five taste areas on the human tongue. We've got bitter, which is in the back of your tongue, sour, which is on the back sides, umami or savory, which is in
Just
the,
say savory.
savory, which is in the middle of your tongue.
Gotta be fancy.
Right. Salty is the front sides, and then sweet is on the very tip of your tongue. But what we've never really talked about, and I found some interesting things, there are 10 different flavors or aromas that you get through your nose or your olfactory senses. And when I'm going to read through what they are and give some descriptions of some of them, and I found it very interesting in the way that is closely tied to when we describe the flavors that we get from cigars, much closer than the 5 tasting points on the tongue. And again, the 5 on the tongue are sort of broad, sweet. What the heck does that mean? But when you get into the olfactory, it seems more specific.
Yeah.
Now, the first one is fruit, which I think everybody gets. It's fruit, but it doesn't include citrus. And the second one is they call lemon, but citrus. So lemon, grapefruit, orange. And it's interesting in reading about it. That's one of the reasons that I guess evidence of this is that's why a lot of cleaning products use those scents, is because it's sharp, it's fresh, and you smell that after you clean.
Right.
So and we've all seen the descriptions or heard the descriptions of lemon peel and stuff like that. But
Orange peel.
Orange peel, maybe why we get it. You've got fragrant, which is more like floral, flowers, minty and peppermint, which is we've used that before. It's kind of cool and refreshing. Sweet. Sweet's kind of broad, and that's one also that is duplicated with the tongue, on the tip of your tongue. And that's a further description of sweet is more rich and creamy, chocolate, vanilla, and caramel. Again, those are all things that we've all used to describe flavors of cigars. Toasted and nutty. That's another aroma we get. Almonds, popcorn, peanuts. Woody and resinous. No bark. But woody and resinous is like hay, cut grass, pine, mold. I mean, those are all things that we've, again, used. Yeah,
but doesn't cut grass smell differently if it's cut after it's been wet or it's cut if it's dry?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And it also smells different if you have somebody else do it.
Smells much better.
Smells better that way.
Always smells better.
I hate the smell of cut grass.
I love the smell of cut grass.
Because I did that in high school. I was a landscaper. I hate.
Oh, you
Love
don't
it.
have an allergy for it, do you?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, because people that have allergies, they hate the smell of cut grass.
I love
I
it.
don't.
I have allergies, but I do like the smell.
Look, even the ashes.
But I think my pollen allergies are more tree-based.
Mine too.
Yeah.
All right, the last two are pungent, which is.
Did you do chemical?
No. Yeah, chemical. It's kind of obvious. It's ammonia, bleach, things like that. And we have used those to describe with cigars. If a cigar isn't aged long enough or not fermented
ammonia,
right, or long enough.
But that doesn't happen with the kind of cigars.
Not often, but
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't happen often.
if you took a cigar off of if you had a cigar, you went to an event and they were rolling cigars and you had a cigar and you smoked it 5 or 6 days later, you would get ammonia.
You would get ammonia,
Big time.
absolutely.
You might actually get sick too.
Which
Pungent,
leads
is
you into the next one.
pungent. That's more like kind of like a blue cheese and manure. Cuban cigar.
That's a great combination.
No, but
you're
that's
right.
Are you
You're right.
telling me that this panel's pungent?
right.
Better than manure, I guess.
But what's one of the telltale signs
Absolutely.
of a Cuban cigar?
It smells like hell at the foot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the last one is sickening or decaying, which I don't really get.
Stick it in your where?
Sickening or decaying. And I'm not necessarily saying this is a smell that is identified. I'm not saying I've ever gotten that from a cigar.
Not from a cigar.
Rotting
It's
meat.
just one of the. It's just one of
Although
them.
burnt rubber, I have.
Burnt rubber?
Yeah, I've had
I've never had a cigar like that, but I know what burnt rubber smells like.
Yeah.
I have. I can name the cigar, but I won't. But that when
At the Atco Speedway.
the wrapper, when I light it, the wrapper really reminds me. Not necessarily exactly burnt rubber, but like a petrol smell.
I don't think I've ever.
Yes, I've had that too.
Yeah,
A petrol, not burnt rubber, but a petrol.
yeah. I'm not going to name the cigar, but 952. I get that from a certain machete company. I get that from a lot.
Well, I'm not going to name it.
But you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So anyway, and I found that in reading further through this, I thought it was really interesting. Now there were diagrams of the olfactory. I'm not, the tongue's easy, but olfactory, and so that's the why behind
Why you retro?
why you retrohale is you're going to get a lot more flavors, and you're going to get specific flavors. Now we can get into specifics on bitter, sour, umami, salty,
Savory.
and sweet.
Just pepper.
But-
Just pepper. You could do many different kinds of
Oh,
pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned last week I want to do a tasting kit. I actually started that process of I bought like 30 little like 2-ounce jars that have the holes in the lid. I'm going to set
Oh,
up something
okay.
in the store. It was actually, if it works, all right, it's something. It's inexpensive enough. We can do it everywhere. I thought the jars were they're like $2 each.
Yeah. They're not.
I just did that with my grandson. He decided he wants to go to culinary school.
Oh, nice.
So we bought, his mom and I, she went to culinary school. So we bought him we bought a bunch of spices and dumped them in the
Oh,
bowl
okay.
and had him taste them.
That's cool.
So we can get an idea of what he's using. So yeah, that's a very common thing.
Well, before we launch into trying to teach how to retrohale, which I don't know that we can do. I mean, I know how to do it. I know how I was taught, and that's what I'm going to explain. But go through first impressions.
You asking me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
asking
You
you if it's
started.
okay.
You started this time.
Yeah, you start first impressions.
Oh, that's fine with
You always
me.
copy off of me.
I'm getting a pretty nice dose of pepper in the front of the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to believe, I think I know what cigar this is, but I could be wrong. And it has some taste to it. I mean, it's not, it isn't the best dark cigar I ever smoked, but it's far from the worst. I like it, actually. And if the price point is half decent and et cetera, et
Oh,
cetera.
you're not going to know the price. You're going to have to rate it without a price.
No, that's fine with me.
Hard.
I'm okay with
Hard.
that. I'm perfectly fine for
Moose?
that.
Hard.
Pretty good cigar. Yeah. Better than average, I should say. And I too get the pepper.
Yeah.
I also, again, now that I'm smoking it, I get a little bit of chocolate.
Okay.
I'm tasting it.
I get a little of that. I get a little chocolate. But here's, if I may butt back in again, I'm not getting any uniquely different taste through the retrohale. It's kind of, a lot of times when you retrohale, it's like almost an entirely
Right. Different taste. Right.
I'm not getting that in this cigar.
Okay. Let me
Okay.
ask you a question.
Maybe I'm off.
Do you retrohale all the time?
Yes. I mean, when you say I retrohale at least once or twice in each cigar.
See, and the reason why I'm asking is I realized that I said I don't get more. I agree. I've said I don't get a lot more through retrohaling, but then I realized I rarely blow smoke through my mouth. I'm almost just
Always
by natural-
retrohaling? Really?
I think so. I mean, if so,
Well,
I
then
mean,
you won't taste much different.
no, but I'm getting, maybe that's why I'm getting all those flavors because I'm doing that, and I mean I don't know. I mean, I would have to have somebody like watch me and say, okay,
Nobody wants to do that.
exactly. But in thinking about it, I don't know if I ever blow the smoke out through my mouth.
Well, that would be strange. That would be unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Watch me. I don't know. See if I do it. What are you getting, Rob?
I'm getting the sweetness
Yeah.
through the retrohale. I'm also getting again that hay and woodiness through the retrohale, and the savory on the tongue.
Tongue. Are you getting a much different taste through the retrohale?
I don't. I'm not really getting all that much sweetness on my tongue, but I am getting it through the retrohale.
see,
But again, I'm getting the hay through and woodiness through both my tongue and through the retrohale.
As for me,
You've been waiting to do that, right?
no, actually, just kidding. I'm not getting as much pepper. I got a tiny bit
In the beginning.
I would describe it as a lighter
I'm
pepper.
still getting it.
Are you?
Around the coating of the front of the tongue.
Okay. And I did get the chocolate that Moose had mentioned, and the hay or woodiness that you mentioned. And that's most. And I'm trying to now. I'm constantly trying to, like, exhale smoke through my mouth.
But you don't get it when you exhale. You don't get the taste when you exhale it through your mouth. You get it when you draw it in.
That's an interesting
don't.
proposition.
Yeah, I never. I always thought about it when I exhaled that.
No,
flavors.
for me, I don't know about anyone else, but I get it when I inhale
That's a great
the
question.
taste
I thought about that.
when it hits the tongue, and then when you exhale, I don't get it. I don't get
But
anything.
when you exhale, it hits the tongue in a different way. It's more forceful when you're blowing it out.
Right.
And to me, the tastes are more pronounced when you're blowing it out, not
That's-
bringing it in.
I would agree, but I never really thought about it the opposite.
I get
never,
it.
What do you think? In or out?
I get all the flavor when I in.
So you agree with Rob?
Yeah, I get it when it comes
When
in.
it comes into my
Right, it's
mouth.
a career decision.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
No, I
Rob.
get it when it comes into my
How
mouth.
do you retrohale?
How do you retrohale? The way I retrohale is basically how the only way to do it. You bring it into smoke into your mouth. You close your mouth, and you force the smoke through your nose just by breathing out through your nose.
Now that's the most common description that I
Right.
read, and the one way of doing it or thinking about it is almost like if you're underwater and you breathe through your nose,
Right.
like sort of like that. Now that's the general consensus.
Well, you don't breathe through your nose. You let the air out through your nose.
Yes,
'Cause you
because
can't-
I can breathe. I can breathe through my nose with a mouthful of smoke.
I
And
I
the
didn't think
smoke
I
comes out.
could until earlier when we were discussing it.
Right.
But I could too. But you just force it through your nose. It's not like you're not like blowing your nose or anything like that. It's just like breathing through your nose.
I think one of the keys is also with your tongue, is leaving the tongue closer to the roof of your mouth
Yes.
when you
Yeah.
exhale.
Yeah.
I don't know why that makes a difference, because maybe it's sealing off your throat or something. But Art, how would you describe how to do it?
I think it helps to have been either a cigarette smoker earlier in your life.
Though we're not.
How do you know? You've never smoked cigarettes.
Well, I did for a short period of time when I was about 18, 19, 20, something in that neighborhood. Or other type of burning product that you would have. I'm not going to mention anything because, of course,
That's becoming more legal than
that's
smoking
true.
cigars.
They want to ban cigars, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So I think it helps if you have inhaled previously, even though it's been, my God, it's been
Yeah,
about,
But you still don't
To that
inhale.
point, I find that so unnatural
what this,
to inhale.
But you don't inhale it.
No.
You don't inhale.
Oh, yeah,
it.
we should make that
never
clear.
smoked
that
Yeah,
we
cigarettes.
don't
No,
inhale.
No, don't take it down the throat. No, don't.
No.
No.
Don't inhale.
She said.
But I think the action, the first part of the action. Did you say something funny?
He did.
It must have involved the sex act.
That could be, I don't know.
No,
Was it?
no, it was something that has to do with the office.
Oh, with the office, that's definitely not a sex act. At any rate, but it comes natural to me because I've been doing it for a long time. but-
Exactly. That's why
Right.
I find it difficult
Yeah,
to.
it's hard. Yes, it is hard to describe, but the difference between inhaling it down and actually inhaling it up.
Once you learn how to do it,
very-
you can do it all the time. Yeah.
I don't know how, but I can actually, without exhaling, I can force using my tongue, I can force the smoke through my
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
Now, the way I was originally taught, and the way you were taught, but maybe you don't remember, it was when we were in Honduras.
Right.
With Christian.
With Christian, right.
And how he said to do it was, you take the smoke, you take a puff, and then you swallow. Don't swallow the smoke. You swallow. Moose, try it. And then you wait a second, and then you exhale through.
Went down too far.
Then you exhale through your mouth. I mean, through your nose.
No.
And that's the way I was taught, and that it worked for me.
That's not the way I do it, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not the way I do it either.
But to teach yourself how to
No,
do
no,
it.
no, no, and that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. You know, I guess it's just
It's, hard
something
to, it's actually hard to swallow.
you
with
got to
smoke in your
practice.
mouth.
So my suggestion would be to go out and buy a whole bunch of cigars
And
Yes.
just keep trying.
and start practicing.
One thing I would recommend.
I know where you can
is
get some.
mild cigars.
Oh,
Don't start with.
don't
really
start with
strong.
a full-bodied
And-
cigar.
Oh,
and-
geez, thanks.
Now you tell them.
Oh, here you go. This is how I did it. That's how I don't know. I don't know if the puffing of the cheeks makes a difference, but
It is funny, though.
that's how I originally did it. I just swallowed. I didn't swallow any smoke. I mean, maybe a particle or two.
But you know what we haven't really discussed, unless I was asleep during this discussion?
It's possible.
That's possible. You know, I need all the rest I can get. What is the benefits?
Taste.
Okay, but how? Why?
Why? To enjoy the cigar.
No. But typically, cigars that evolve, that are complex and change during the smoke and give you different tastes. Well, this is another way to advance that.
Right.
Well, it's that, and you taste. You're going to get a lot more of taste, a lot more flavors. I mean, there's 5 on your tongue,
Yeah.
but I've heard as many as 21 through your olfactory, but I found evidence of,
Right.
of these 10.
I find
So-
I find the retro more intense, typically.
Yes.
More intense.
Yeah. So, well, we all did, when we were giving our descriptions, except for Moose, we were doing that with Retrohail also. Try doing it like I said, Moose.
I did get a little bit out.
Like that, like that.
Did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
did it.
You just did it.
Seriously.
How much different did it taste to you coming out the nose as opposed to...
I don't know. It burned like hell.
That goes away.
Actually,
See that-
I did pick up some of the woody
Yeah.
and hay that you were talking about.
Yeah.
I did pick up a little of that.
And in fuller-bodied cigars, it's going to burn more.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to do through with
Yeah.
a fuller-bodied cigar.
Did you just try to force the air through your nose, or did the whole swallow thing?
I blew, like you did, you
Yeah, he
puffed my
blew.
cheeks out, and I took a breath through my nose. And then when I exhaled,
It came out.
it came out through my nose.
It came out nicely, too. I saw that.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
You got it.
Yeah.
here we go.
And also one of the things I never knew this before, but they said exhale 75% of the smoke through your mouth, and then
Then
retrohale.
right.
Yeah, I never try to do the whole thing.
I do, but no, actually, you know what?
You probably don't realize.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think actually sometimes I retrohale and exhale through my mouth at the same time.
Yeah, that's possible.
I don't. But I
Just did
don't.
it again, and I caught something else.
There you go.
A little
Yeah.
coriander.
Really?
See.
Yeah.
See.
A little coriander.
Remember, you're smoking a plant.
No idea what
Yeah.
coriander
So the
is.
plant is
It's
going
a
to be,
spice.
mixed in with
What it-
the roots.
What it
and-
tastes like.
And like Scott said last week with my cooking training,
Yeah.
I know what this
Yeah.
stuff tastes like, so I'll pick up a little different things.
And now that you know how to do it, you're going to smoke more cigars to find out what's.
God, my wife will kill me.
Right, and that's why I want to do this tasting thing is to, for me, because there's a whole bunch. I've got a whole list of 40 different. Half Wheel has a really nice flavor wheel, and there's got to be 120 different flavors, and it breaks it down from the basic, expands a little bit more to the final flavor. And I went through that list, and I want to get all of those spices and different. And it's not all spice. I mean, leather isn't a spice, but I kind of already know what leather
Tastes
tastes like.
Yeah.
You guys eat some weird.
I played
Dude,
baseball.
you play baseball.
I never
Outfield,
chewed
chewing
on my glove.
Why?
Always did.
You got
I
to.
never chewed my
rawhide?
glove.
Me
When
neither.
you don't.
I always coat it with mink oil.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and
Yeah,
supple.
yeah.
Did
And
it
I-
not ever come out? You had to pull.
You had to put. You have, yeah.
No, I
Linseed
gave,
oil.
You tie.
I
yeah.
gave it to the glove guy, and he fixed it for
The
Ah.
glove
he had a
guy.
glove guy.
Oh, glove guy.
Ah.
What, did he also double as your chauffeur as well?
Did he run?
No. One of my dad.
Was he dating the maid or what?
Did
My glove
I wasn't
guy.
dating my mom.
he? Did he run for you? Did he run for you too? You hit the ball and he ran for you?
Oh, no. I did that. After I got to first base, I had to go.
Would I dare say that our current manager has lost the clubhouse?
Yeah. I don't know if he's. No, I don't think so.
Well, the other day I saw a golf company pulling up to the stadium,
Yeah.
loading go golf club.
All right, we're getting to the end.
All right, so
I have no idea what this cigar is, by the way.
I have a pretty good idea.
I've been focusing so much on everything else. I haven't been.
It tastes very similar
To a what?
to a cigar I smoked last night.
Which was?
Well, are we going to give out a
Yeah.
I taste like a Rocky Patel Edge.
What do you think?
It was either that or an AJ New World, but I don't think it's an AJ. I don't know. Now that he said the Edge, I'm kind of thinking that too. I'm going to say I think Moose is correct with the Edge.
I don't think this tastes too Nicaraguan.
I'll tell you why I don't think it's. Oh no!
I don't get
they
that
put-
much chocolate.
They put foot bands on them now. So I asked him if there was a band on it.
He said yes.
He did, so it could be a foot band. Was it a foot band?
I don't say.
No, you can say because we've already put it down. What's the difference?
No,
You know what?
No, I'm
going
going to guess, but mine has nothing to do with the ones you've named.
Go ahead. So what's your guess?
There was no foot band.
Well, then I'm changing my.
No, you can't. You're done.
Yeah.
Got it?
mine's written down. I think it's the New World Puro Especial.
I think.
Did
this
you
is-
text it to me?
I think this is.
I know
I think this.
No, I wouldn't.
I think this is a Pepin product.
I'm not getting that much spice out of it.
I got a lot of spice at the beginning, and I'm still getting. Spice.
I didn't.
Go ahead, text it. I
My
already said
my
it.
my original guess would have been the same thing, the AJ.
Well, you didn't
That's
say
why I
Puro
say it.
Especial. You said New World.
I did say New World.
The
You're
New
correct.
World's is not box pressed.
This isn't box pressed.
No.
Some of them are. It could be the Rolando.
So what is it?
I don't know. Hold on. Stupid phone.
And that's what I'm going for, the Rolando. That's what I'm saying. Shut
Oh,
up.
wow. Not even close. Charter Oak, Maduro Toro.
Wow.
They're all wrong.
You know
Which
what?
is why
Stump-
I was crooked
stump
on
the
the
experts.
foot because it was a covered foot and I didn't want to give that away.
Well, Pepin makes those for him.
No, he doesn't.
If I'm going down in flames, I'm.
I got a lot at the end. I got a lot of sweetness from this.
Yeah,
cigar,
it is a little
especially
sweet.
through the Retrohaling.
That's
Oh,
so
that's the
try
woodiness,
it.
the oak.
Just want to remind everybody, stay tuned for Cigar Time Outlet Show. You think?
Well, this is an informative show.
It is.
Yeah, it flew by.
Yes, it did.
And we want to thank you very much for your patronage. You're always welcome to our 19 stores.
Some of you.
I would say smoke often, smoke early, smoke late. Just keep smoking. We love it.
Smoke them if you
But
got 'em.
remember,
Retro Hell.
Retro.
life's too short to smoke cheap
cheap
cigars.
cigars.
I'm on.
You smoke any cigar you want.
That's
and have
right.
fun doing
Try
it.
the Charter Oak. I haven't had this in a while.
I know.
I can't believe it's a charter.
I would have bet this was a 9.
This is what I
I
was
thought
smoking
that-
when I
I-
walked in.
Ciao for now, everybody.
Charter
Bye
Oak
bye
Porter.
now.